What's up everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing an unboxing plus specs review on the Squall sql60ld. So let's get into it. Alright guys, so as I said, we're going to be unboxing the Penn Squall sql60ld. Now, this is a big boy reel. If you watch my last couple of Penn videos, I'll have them linked at the end of this video or down below. I do have a couple of Penns myself. This one is actually not mine. If you've been on the channel for a while, this one actually belongs to my buddy Brandon, because I took him offshore fishing and his little catfish rods didn't fare the way he wanted it to. He bought some bigger rods and reels for catfishing to also take out there, so he decided to upgrade. So I'm going to also be showing you what he is pairing this with. So as with all Penn, you get the nice little Penn box. I always keep mine. I don't know if Brandon's going to keep his. He may. This is a fairly good lever drag conventional reel. So first thing you're going to get when you open the box is just some cardboard on top. What you can do is you can pop these open, and then it's going to show the reel inside. So once we take that out, I'm going to set that aside real quick. It was obviously in the plastic cover. Brandon took it out before I got a chance to make this video. You're going to get a few other things in here, okay? Any kind of lever drags or anything like that that come with Squall, you're going to get your nice little wrench here. These are going to be your lock lugs and nuts for the bottom bracket. I'll take that out real quick to show you. This is going to be the bottom bracket that's going to bolt to the bottom of the reel. Little lugs are going to go in there. That's going to go there. One thing I like about the Penn saltwater offshore reels is they come with this little hook here to put your hooks in, lures, anything like that, to keep them down by the reel, out of the way, which is really, really convenient. You get your little breakdown instructions. This is another really good thing about Penn, is they will always send you this, your entire list diagram of your parts, how it's put together, and you get part numbers for if anything breaks. So if you have any issues, I think you can call Penn, or you can go online and Google these part numbers and you can find the parts that you need if you have one of these reels going bad. Big difference between spending a little bit more money on a rod and reel or a reel itself compared to buying some of the cheaper stuff. The higher end stuff, a lot of times they're rebuildable. And then of course you're going to get, I guess, what would be like your features. You get your drag set up. So it's got a aluminum spool on it, which is really cool. Another cool feature I like about the Penn reels is, I don't know how well this is going to show up, but if you look in there, you can see some gold rings. And what that is those are your line rings, to help you know how much line you have on there when you're spooling it up, whenever you got it filled, how far you want to get it. That's going to be the last bit that's inside of the box right there. So I'm going to set these back down in. Oh, and this will also show you, if you look on the back side of this, this will also show you the care, lubrication, what you need to do to take care of it. On the back side they do have a Penn phone number, so you can call and order parts if you have any issues. Now, again, like I said, hopefully the lighting is really good out here. So this is a lever drag type conventional reel. Okay, there is no line guide on here to run back and forth to loop it on. This is something you have to hand. So whenever it's sitting on the reel, you use your thumb and just spool it back and forth, so that way you can get it to sit on here straight. Another really cool thing that I like about this, I don't know if you've ever put braid on a conventional reel or reel in general, and the middle starts slipping, the braid comes loose. Well, Penn puts this little grooved area in the center to kind of help alleviate that, as well as I do have some tricks and tips for how to keep that happening from on other reels. If you guys want to see that, comment down below and let me know. If you want to see a video on that, I can make a video on that. So this one does come with the lugs. I don't know how big of a fan I am with the fight belt clips on these, just because you have to pull them up. So if you're in a fight, that just seems like kind of an inconvenience. But it's nice because they'll shut out of the way. You don't, if your line comes up or anything, you don't have to worry about it getting wrapped around. You do have a double set clicker on here on the side, so, or for your bait clicker. So you got one real quiet, but still very, very noticeable noise. And then you're gonna have the second higher setting. And you're gonna get that really nice click if you have the bail set to open and something hooks up on this. Spool adjuster knob right here on the side. You can tighten it down and loosen it up. This handle feels really good. I think this actually feels a lot better than my sql60ld that I have. Another really nice thing about this is if you look at the top, you can see for your drag settings is just a lever on the side, and you can set it from low to max or wherever you want to go. Okay, so what you want to do is if you want to turn it all the way off, it's no big deal. For wide open drag, there's a small little dot there. This lever will go right past it, lock into place. So that way you don't have to worry about it slipping up and down while you're waiting on a strike. Very easy to click back off of it, no issues. And that's for full free spool, okay, with no drag. They do have it marked here, the settings that's going on to it. And if you go all the way around, you can notice if you want full drag set on here, there is a small pin on the side. So whenever you push the drag to that button, you have to pop that button just a little bit. If you push the button down just a little bit, then you can max the drag all the way out. It's a very good size. This is a size 60. This is the Squall series. I do like it. We're going to see how well this does. We're actually going to be going on a fishing trip in about 2 weeks offshore. So we're going to see how well this thing will handle up then, because I know Brandon's probably going to put a lot of use to it. Okay, so let me give you a little bit of specs on this, so that way you guys don't have to do any research if this is something you're interested in. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. I'll answer as the best I can if I miss any kind of specs on here. So with the sql60ld with mono, and that's, I can't read that one. Okay. All right, so with the sql60ld with mono, 40 pounds you can get 500 yards. 50 pounds, 370 yards, 60 pounds, 330 yards. They have most of the specifications listed on the side here. This one is a 3-to-1 gear ratio. It weighs in at 29.4 ounces. Now, a really awesome thing about this is whenever you get into the braid, because braid is a smaller diameter. Now, generally what we do is we'll run braid to mono or a fluoro leader, running the rest of the way out with a I can't remember the knot. Hopefully when I'm editing this video I can type it in right down here. But with braid on this one, you do what they're putting on the low end, a 65-pound braid, and you can get 1,050 yards out of it. You can do an 80-pound braid at 900 yards. You can do a 100-pound braid at 775 yards. Lightweight graphite frame and side plates, forged and machined aluminum spool, stainless steel main and pinion gear, Duradrag washers virtually eliminate hesitation even under extreme drag settings. Switchblade drag harness lug, or switchblade harness lugs. And those are for like the fighting belt and stuff that I had showed you earlier that you have to pull up out of the side of the reel. Ratcheted drag lever prevents drag creep caused by hours of trolling and vibration. Line capacity rings, those are those gold rings on the inside that I was showing you earlier. There are 3 of them, so when you get to the 3rd one, that's the max amount of line that you can put on the reel. So I see a lot of times people will overfill these. They'll get them above the reel, and then they'll get wind knots, they'll have spider webbing, they'll have all kinds of issues having it way spooled up. Same thing on an open reel. I mean, I see people just have them maxed out. So Penn kind of helps the people who don't know those things, that hey, this is where you need to stop, as well as on the other 2, the center and the inside one that's inside there. That is set up for if you're getting really low. So obviously if you get to that 3rd ring, you're gonna probably want to re-spool. And it's a 6 stainless steel ball bearing system. So on this specific reel right here, when you have it set, when you have the drag set all the way up, at strike, your max drag is going to be 20 pounds. Now after that, you can lock the drag fully down and you will get 30 pounds of drag out of this reel. Heavier drag setup, so that way you can fight some of those bigger fish. Now it does say on here that the line retrieve is actually 35 inches per rotation. So every single rotation you're going to get 35 inches of line. So almost 3 feet of line per full rotation around. I'm a really huge fan of Penn. Their stuff works really well. If you have any questions about how well these work in saltwater, hit that subscribe button. I've got a lot of videos coming out using a lot of pins in saltwater that I've had for a few years. Some that I had as surf rod setups before I got my boat that are now full set boat setups for when I go 20, 30, 40 miles offshore. Their stuff's always made really well. Doing some of their lower end stuff. So for instance, we got a Penn Fierce Battle 2 or 3 setup, which I'll make a video on that next. For my dad, which you guys will see him in quite a few videos coming up. And even then, that thing's working amazing, not having any issues. It's Penn. I stand by Penn. If you want to sponsor me and send me some stuff, I'll gladly go over it. So let me show you guys what we're going to pair this with. Now, when it comes to rods and stuff, everybody makes their own assumption on how they feel about a rod. Same thing with reels. You know, people like Shimano, people like Daiwa. I'm a big fan of Penn right now. I love Lew's when it comes to my bass fishing stuff. I have a lot of, you know, I'm kind of diverse all over the place. But Brandon ended up picking this Offshore Anglers. This Offshore Anglers Power Stick. Okay, now I'll try to get the specs in the camera right there. This is a 6 foot. This is just line guide. He couldn't decide if he wanted to go with the rollers or not. I think he went against it just because the price was a little bit higher. This one can hold 50 to 80 pound line, so it's sanctioned, and this is definitely a heavy setup. I think these offshore ones are actually made of graphite, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I'll have to look it up, but it would be nice if they are. But this is what we're going to pair the Penn with right here. Brandon actually told me one of the biggest reasons that he turned to this over the roller guides is because it comes with the, I think these are aluminum locking guides here. Whereas to most people, if you know, these down here are just plastic. But these come with aluminum one. This is gonna be a really good fighting reel. We shouldn't have any problems holding anything on this. Also, this reel, you can get this, I think you got this from Bass Pro Shop for $100. And this should definitely get the job done. If it doesn't, it was just $100, no big deal. And the price on the Penn Squall 60LD. Right now I'm looking at Tackle Direct, and they're going for $199.95. I think Brandon said he paid $175 for this. If I'm mistaken, Brandon will probably throw comments down in the bottom and let you guys know how much it was. But got it from Bass Pro Shop. You can get these from Bass Pro Shop, Cabela's, any of those sort of places. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm trying to work on getting back set into place on getting my videos caught up, especially before winter comes. I've got about 15 videos in storage right now that I am working on editing and getting out to you guys. So with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Y'all keep on fishing.